Out here again with my Smith & Wesson Governor, and today I'm trying some reloads. I made some of these triple-aught buck 4 pellet shots, simulating what the federal self-defense rounds were. I want to see how they work in this. They chamber a little bit hard, I think, because my crimps are pretty bad on here, but I want to see how they function. They do go in the cylinder, they're just a little bit on the tight side. And then I have some number 7.5 bird shot that I loaded as well. These are all my reloads, so I want to see how the Governor handles reloads. Right now I'm just shooting downrange in a safe direction. I'm not so much worried about accuracy, I just want to see how they work. Pretty stout. But one of those did not feel very good at all. It was way too light. I will say I got a target set up at 25 yards and I took 2 shots at it with these self-defense rounds, and I hit it with one of them. I might have hit it with both of them. Yeah, some of these crimps aren't the greatest. I have some number 4 buck in some of these too. Just trying to see, what shoots and what works okay. I will go down and do some 10-yard shots with these in a minute, but for right now, I'm just trying to put a few through. And then I have, most of these I think have 14 grains of Winchester 296. I mean, look at the crimp on this. I know that's about as bad a crimp as you can possibly get. So I know some of the crimps aren't good, which means the pressures might be a little low on these, but we'll see. The crimp isn't tight enough on these, so my hand crimping method, oh yeah, there's a lot of unburnt powder coming out of these, out of the ones I did with the bird shot. So my crimping is not very good. These green shells, which are Remington Express XLR, these shells seem to work pretty well, but the red ones that I reloaded, like this one with the crimp, I don't know how good it's going to be with the crimp falling out, but these are all 14 grains of long shot. There's 3 different types of cases in here now, so we'll see how they handle. These black ones, these are herders from the slugs. I think these ones should be pretty good. They crimp nice. I mean, Winchester 196 is the only ammo I have for 410 reloading. It's the only stuff I could find right now. And it seems to work okay. They're pretty soft loads, actually. 14 grains, I mean, maybe I could go a little bit more than that, but that's the loading that I found for about 1,200 feet per second. Again, most of the rounds I've taken with this have been slugs and buckshot, and they're probably around 1,600 feet per second out of a rifle barrel or a long barrel. So, 1,100, 1,200 feet per second out of this is a little bit light, but I mean, it actually feels okay. So let's take a few more here. This may not be the most exciting video to everybody, but for me, this is one that I've been waiting to do for weeks. Since I reloaded these 410s, I've been really wanting to try them. Yeah, they just, some of the crimps on these are so bad, they don't even want to go in the chamber. Some of them are fine, but some of them are not. See if I can do a slow-mo here. So I've already shot at this target a couple of times. You can see on the right one there, there's a couple of pellets. I want to use my triple-aught buck self-defense rounds and see how they pattern at 7 yards. And I think this one's birdshot. So this wasn't too bad. I did 2 of the self-defense rounds first. I had, I think, 2 or 3 pellets here, or those were from before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I had 2 rounds, and all 8 rounds got on target. So that's number triple-aught buck. That's pretty good. And then I did a couple of birdshot, and you know, out of this barrel, the barrel being so short and being rifled, the shot does tend to spread. So I mean, I have pellets basically covering this entire piece of cardboard from here to the other side. So that's like 2 feet by 2 feet was about the pattern at about 7 yards out of this with birdshot. But that triple-aught buckshot does exactly what it's supposed to do. 5 to 7 yards. I mean, in a 6-inch pie plate, that's really good. I went down range and I found some of the wads. I was using a number 4 shot in a lot of these. And I think that number 4 shot, for whatever reason, when it fired out of the gun, I don't know if there was enough crimp on the thing to hold the shot tightly in there or not, but in the bottom of the wad, I actually saw like 6 pellets of that number 4 all smashed in together. So I don't know, the loads aren't perfect for sure. The 396 ball powder, I can actually feel some of it blowing back in my face when I fire it. So I think my crimps aren't good enough on this, but I'll definitely have to work on that. All of them did go boom. I did have a few that were, you know, the cases seemed to be like they didn't get resized correctly. Maybe the 2 that got stuck in the chamber, I forgot to resize the casing. I'm not sure, but we'll try again. That's what the whole thing about reloading is. You got to find out what works for you. I do know that reloading these shells, that triple-aught buck worked out really well. And number 7.5 birdshot worked out really well in these. So I don't think I'll be loading my 410 shells with any pellets bigger than a 7.5 or maybe a 7 or a 6. 4 is definitely too big, except for the fact that those triple-aught buck work well. So thanks again for watching another edition of Cranky Gun Reviews. God bless America. Make sure you get out there and shoot, support your 2A rights, and just have some fun. Be safe too.